The 6th SS Mountain Division Nord was a World War II mountain infantry division of the Waffen-SS, the military wing of the German Nazi Party, primarily consisting of ethnic Germans along with some Norwegian and Swiss volunteers. It was the only Waffen-SS division to operate in the Arctic Circle. It was founded in early 1941 as the SS Battle Group Nord in southern Norway before being upgraded and renamed the SS Division Nord in preparation for Operation Barbarossa. Its original personnel came from Allgemeine-SS paramilitary units and had low combat effectiveness. In the second half of 1941, the division was effectively destroyed by the Red Army during Operation Arctic Fox, when it advanced into Soviet territory alongside the Finnish Army and the Wehrmacht. After taking massive losses in its first operation, the Nord Division was entirely rebuilt starting from late 1941. From that point, they consisted of combat veterans and graduates of the Waffen-SS Mountain Warfare School. With the improvement in its combat capability, the division fought off multiple Soviet attacks. It was also renamed again as the 6th SS Mountain Division Nord. After Finland signed an armistice with the Soviet Union in 1944, the Nord Division broke through lines of Soviet and Finnish troops in a fighting retreat back to Norway. It was then redeployed to the Western Front against the Western Allied invasion of Germany. Elements of the 6th SS Mountain Division took part in Operation Nordwind in January 1945 along the French-German border, where they took heavy losses in several failed attempts to break through the US 7th Army in the Vosges Mountains to reach Alsace. Afterwards, the division was reinforced by poorly trained conscripts and new recruits, though it remained one of the most capable German divisions remaining in Army Group G, defending the Rhineland. In March 1945, it fought near Trier and Koblenz before retreating west of the Rhine and was encircled by the US 5th and 71st Infantry Divisions near Büdingen. After several days of fighting, the Nord Division effectively ceased to exist on April 4, 1945. On June 17, 1941, Kampfgruppe Nord was renamed the SS Division Nord, becoming a motorized division. The division insignia was the Hegel rune, part of the system of runes invented by Guido von List. After Finland entered into an agreement with Nazi Germany to participate in Operation Barbarossa against the Soviet Union, the new SS Division was moved into central Finland opposite of the Soviet-occupied Finnish region of Salla. The division was part of the 36th Army Corps. By June 18, they completed their deployment to the positions for the invasion near Salla. The division was not combat ready because most of the troops had no experience in combat and their vehicles had maintenance problems. The SS Division Nord attacked the Soviet border in central Finland as part of Operation Arctic Fox on July 1, 1941, alongside the rest of 36th Army Corps, which included the 169th Infantry Division. One of the Nord Division's infantry regiments, the 9th, was sent to the most northern sector near the Arctic Sea coast, where it was part of Mountain Corps Norway. The bulk of the division that was in the central region passed through the dense forests and swamps of Salla to attack Soviet positions. In the first week of fighting, the two Nord Division regiments sustained massive losses. They launched 3 attacks to force the Red Army from its positions, but all of them failed. The Soviets then launched an armored counterattack that pushed back the remaining SS troops, who abandoned their positions and fled in panic. By the end of August 1941, the SS Division Nord had lost 1,085 dead. The terrible performance damaged the Nord Division's reputation among Wehrmacht and SS leaders, including Reichsfuhrer SS Heinrich Himmler and the head of Army Command Norway, Nikolaus von Falkenhorst. Despite this, the Nord Division troops learned tactics from the Finns and the other units they were attached to, and they continued fighting. In late August and early September, Army Command Norway sent all of the remaining SS troops to 3rd Corps, recreating the division as a unified formation. The Nord Division was also reinforced with the arrival of 700 Waffen-SS troops, who were trained infantrymen, unlike the former paramilitary members of the Allgemeine-SS. In addition, it received 3 artillery battalions in September. The Nord Division had a role in the final offensive of Operation Arctic Fox in the first 2 weeks of November 1941. The attack was called off by Finland on November 17th. In the early summer of 1942, the SS Division Nord was renamed SS Mountain Division Nord to solve its supply problems. The division received more skis and other types of equipment for the Arctic environment over the course of 1942, and a divisional training battalion was established at Berchtesgaden in the German Alps to prepare recruits for fighting in mountain and Arctic environments. The Nord Division was involved in occasional skirmishes with Soviet troops along the front in which they were able to defend their positions, and German commanders began seeing the division as more combat capable. At the start of 1943, the SS Mountain Division Nord had 560 officers and 20,176 NCOs and soldiers. In late 1943, they also received 2 Norwegian SS units, a police company and the volunteer ski company, Norway. There were also some Swiss volunteers. The Soviets began an attack on the division on March 7, 1944, part of the Red Army Winter-Spring Campaign of 1944. The SS troops were pushed back, but launched a successful counterattack that drove the Soviets out of the area. On June 10, 1944, the Red Army launched an offensive to drive the Finnish Army out of the Karelian Isthmus near Leningrad. The Red Army troops broke through the left flank of the Nord Division, causing the Corps commander to send his reserve, Ski Battalion 82, and Kruger to send the Nord Division's 6th Rifle Battalion, led by Gottlieb Renz. Together they were able to push the Soviets out and prevent a possible Soviet encirclement of the division, for which Renz and the 82nd Battalion commander were both awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross. Later that month, Finland signed the Moscow Armistice with the Soviet Union, following the successful Red Army offensive in the south, requiring Finland to cut its ties with Germany. On October 26th, Finnish troops began attacking the 6th SS Mountain Division Nord near Muonio, while another Finnish unit blocked the road behind them. The Germans were able to break through the Finnish encirclement and continued the rest of the 320 kilometers into Norway without any more disruptions. In the first week of November 1944, they crossed the Finnish-Norwegian border and continued marching in sub-zero temperatures before reaching Grøtangen. There they took a ferry to Fauske, from where they marched to the most northern point of the Norwegian railway system to take a train to the southern coast. On December 19, 1944, the Nord Division departed from Norway to Denmark by ship. Karl Heinrich Brenner was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross for commanding the division's successful withdrawal from Finland. The Norwegian Ski Battalion did not join the rest of the division when it was sent back to Germany, and other units also got reassigned, bringing down its strength to about 15,000 from the previous 22,000. After arriving in Denmark, the 6th SS Mountain Division Nord was immediately sent to reinforce the Western Front. Where a German operation known as the Ardennes Offensive failed to break through American positions in France in late 1944. On December 29, 1944, the lead elements of the Nord Division arrived near the French-German border by train from Denmark, marching to the villages of Ludwigswinkel and Eppenbrunn. There the SS troops came into contact with stragglers from other German units that fought in the recent battles of the Western Front. The division was to take part in Operation Nordwind, an attack on the U.S. 7th Army of Lieutenant General Alexander Patch in southeastern France, which held a relatively weak position in the Allied line. On January 1, 1945, the offensive commenced, and the lead elements of the Nord Division, known as Kampfgruppe Schreiber after its commander, took part in the attack, subordinated to the 361st Volksgrenadier Division. The Nord Division troops were tasked with capturing the town of Wingen-sur-Moder.